Azure Gleam. Conspiracy in the air. Having laid Lonato low, the kingdom's army proceeds south. Count Ro, who had prior declared fealty to the Empire, surrenders, and Aryan Road falls back into kingdom hands. With its foothold in the west lost, the Empire amasses troops in the former Arundel territory to the south, prompting the army of Fargus to strike before Adrestia can regain its footing.
It's nice Aryan Road fell with little more than a hand wave, but it's hardly comfortable knowing the enemy is still on our doorstep.
Comfortable or no, we must take what few chances we do have to rest. Battle will be upon us again before we know it.
Not to mention the fortress is still a target. I mean, who wouldn't want their very own impregnable stronghold?
Our spies report that the enemy plans to mount such an attack from Arundel land.
Arundel, huh? It's been 2 years since the territory came under the Emperor's control. The wind carries rumors that Edelgard has been keeping Lord Arundel imprisoned in his home since then.
Interesting.
If it's true, I'll... No. Were the enemy to strike, and the fortress city to somehow fall, our path forward in this war would grow exceedingly perilous.
The West doesn't face the kind of constant threats we do, so there aren't as many strongholds here as in the North, right?
Basically. Though my uncle did say that started to change at least a tiny bit in the past couple of years.
In other words, the entire western region of the kingdom is likely to fall into enemy hands if we retreat from Aryan Road now.
Indeed. Which is exactly why we must take the offensive and restrain this Imperial snake before it can sink its fangs into us.
Hey, it'll be nice to strike first for once. It feels like we've been on the back foot for a while now.
Right you are. And remaining on perpetual defense would only lead to more meaningless, preventable deaths.
So if we're going to be heading to Arundel territory, there is a small possibility that we could inadvertently let Arundel free, which could be really bad considering he's one of the leaders of those who slither. I mean, pretty much the de facto leader as far as we know, right? Get fired up.
Offense is the best defense, I always say. We'll crush anyone who has the gall to stand against us.
There you go, getting carried away again. Look at them, all stunned into speechlessness.
Your Majesty, I bear terrible news.
Uh-oh.
Calm yourself. What is it?
The convoy escorting Count Ro to the capital has been attacked by an unknown assailant. They've sustained heavy losses, and it seems Count Ro has gone missing amid the chaos.
It couldn't be Miklon already, right?
I see. And these assailants, we know nothing about them?
Very little, Your Majesty. The survivors claim to have been attacked by numerous mages.
That sounds like those who slither.
Mages? No.
But I guess it could be, Adrestia.
What's wrong? Do you know who it is?
They have a lot of mages.
You saw the court mage Cornelia during our battle at Ferdiad, yes? Well, she disappeared almost immediately after. It's likely she has been burrowed away in western Fargus ever since.
Yep, it's her and those who slither.
Which leads me to wonder if this attack wasn't her handiwork somehow. It's merely a feeling, though. I'd like to look into it further, if possible. But something tells me the Imperial soldiers won't wait around patiently while we go off hunting for clues.
Perhaps you should send a separate unit to investigate, while we attend to the Empire.
Yes, that would be prudent for now. We cannot afford to lower our guard for even a moment.
Quite a few territories in this one.
there.
Hey, Shez, have you heard? I haven't heard, tell me. There's a tactical research facility up and running now. I guess the boar arranged it. Mastering swordsmanship isn't enough to win wars. Go and take a look at the new facility when you can. You got it, friend. Let's go and check that out right away. Then we're going to be going around and talking to everybody, so most of today's episode is probably just going to end up being exploration, catching up and using our 4 exploration points and training points. Here we research the latest and greatest tactics ever to grace the field of battle. If our findings pique your interest, I would be delighted to assist you. How about it? You obtain the following Beginner Combat Manual ×10. At the Tactics Academy, you can enhance your units' battle proficiencies. Expanding this facility will unlock new avenues for improvement. Okay. Facility effects include unlocking additional warrior gauges. Cool. Unlocking vulnerary slots, yes. And unlocking level up capabilities for unique abilities. Okay, that one we're gonna have to figure out what exactly that means. It's a little vague.
My instruction comes at a high price.
Okay, they gave us enough combat manuals to get our first upgrade. Allows a unit to gain a second warrior gauge at the Tactics Academy. Fair enough. Allows a unit to unlock the use of concoctions, which are better vulneraries. Very cool. Allows a unit to increase recovery item uses at the Tactics Academy. So it sounds like getting these alone isn't enough. After that, you probably have to upgrade the individual units with bonuses. Ooh boy, we're gonna need lots of resources. Allows a unit to increase ability slots to 6 at the Tactics Academy. Okay, our base is 5 then, I'm guessing? Okay, we should get, well, let's look first. Okay, so looking at Shez, increase warrior gauges, enhance unique action ability, few attacks instantly defeat non-commander units, chance increases with a hit count. Okay, so yeah, that's just, we already have Shadow Flash, but apparently we can maybe increase the chance of that defeat of non-commander units. New recovery items. It looks like these only cost money and no other resources. Recovery usage 2. So we can go 3, 4, or 5. So it looks like it maxes out at 5. We can have 7 ability slots. Oh, cool. Okay. Okay, so we have to unlock that. Third warrior gauge. Kind of want both of those. We need more combat manuals.
Don't neglect your daily studies.
Okay, we'll look at that in a minute.
Supplies are the lifeblood of any army.
Receive all.
Everything has its use.
My instruction comes at a high price.
I think let's start with that, and then we'll do concoctions later. Okay. It's not
Don't neglect
too
your daily
expensive.
studies.
Alright, under the tyranny of ruthless disorder, this is the history of Fodlan 1, the people endured a long period of suffering. The vile nemesis who proclaimed himself the king of liberation delighted in war and bloodshed. Rather than rebelling against his persecution, the people of Fodlan fell to his depths in a mad scramble to attain power through murder and theft. 41 years before the founding of the Adrestian Empire, St. Saros appeared in the land of Enbar, and through the many unfathomable miracles she performed, spread light across the land. In doing so, she joined the shattered hearts of the purest people of Fodlan, who went on to form the Holy Church of Saros. So, this is weird. They are calling him the Vile Nemesis. In this timeline, Nemesis is not considered a hero. Huh. Am I missing something? That seems very odd, right? No, wait, he was... That's right, didn't they lie and... Yeah, okay, he was considered an... Never mind, I was just misremembering where the lie started and where they ended. The lie was about the other heroes who actually joined Nemesis and were on his side, but we're told that they were all on Rhea's side, Saros' side. That's right, okay. That's my bad. Imperial Year 1. Founding of the Adrestian Empire in the first year of our calendar, the glorious Adrestian Empire was founded. Its name was gifted by an oracle, and its future blessed by the goddess. Its capital, Enbar, was chosen to govern the southern reaches of Fodlan, where the divine Saint Saros also lent her power. Imperial Year 32, the War of Heroes. Wilhelm Paul Resveld, the inaugural Adrestian Emperor, raised an army in pursuit of the unification of Fodlan. With his might, he hunted and destroyed any house's territory that dared to seek more power. Imperial Year 46, the battle at Gronder Field. An intense battle erupted on Gronder Field, where the houses that were allied with Nemesis and the Imperial forces of the Adrestian Empire clashed. There, the Imperial forces emerged victorious. The Battle of Teltine. The houses that were allied with Nemesis once again faced off against the Imperial forces, this time at Teltine Plains. There, the evil Nemesis finally fell, and the Empire secured a momentous victory. Year 98, the War of the Heroes ends. The successor to Great Emperor Wilhelm I, Lycaon I, succumbed to sudden illness. The Empire, which ruled over the majority of Fodlan, took this opportunity to put an end to the seemingly endless fighting. I clearly need to go over the... It's been a long time since we played Three Houses, let's be real, but I need to go over the lore again of this history, because... Yeah, I thought that this... So, I did the War of the Heroes, where this Gronder Field happened, where Adrestia was first created and stuff. This happened at the same time as the Nemesis stuff, because I thought that they were separate in time, but maybe I'm just crazy. Yeah, I need to go and look at a freaking timeline map, I think. It's been a while since I've gone over all that stuff, so I'm a little rusty. I also have the worst memory of all time, so that also doesn't help. I heard the Alliance is having a real tough time in this war, too. The Great Bridge of Myrddin fell, and Count Gloucester swore his allegiance to the Empire. We're doing fine enough for now, ourselves, but there's no telling what might happen in the future. Laugh it off? It'll all work out in the end. We've been doing great so far.
I don't know.
I guess you're right, but I wonder... Anyway, let's make sure we're as ready as we can be for the next fight. You got it, girl. Okay. I never was having hesitation to fight the Empire.
Oh.
But then to be crossing blades with classmates is chilling my heart. But hey, we did cross blades with Dorothea, but she also joined us, so it's not so hard, right? I am in relief we did not have to be hurting Dorothea. Oh, cool. I love how they have unique dialogue on whether or not you recruited them or not. I wonder if we actually would have had to kill her in that fight or if she would have fled. I was having to decide whether to be taking her life.
Not good.
When His Majesty came to me saying he wanted to give Miklon a role in the army, I just about killed over from surprise. My brother put me through a lot when we were kids, even after we'd grown up, if I'm being honest. But the kingdom needs him right now, both militarily and politically. Express worry for Sylvain.
What?
Are you sure you're okay fighting alongside him? If he's really done that much to you, I mean. They're keeping an eye on him, and besides, I'm not the same defenseless kid I was all those years ago. I can handle myself. I actually think my brother could be useful to us. My father taught him everything he knows, after all. Gatekeeper!
Greetings, friend. Nothing to report.
Greetings, Commander. Nothing to report. So, we're gonna hit Empire territory next, huh? I hear they've got some tough mercenaries with them.
Got it.
Promise you'll come back safe and sound, okay? I'm wishing each and every one of you the greatest success in battle. Thanks.
Good day to you.
Count Rowe from Arianrod originally didn't have any children. Apparently, he took notice of some talented young lad who was a distant relative and adopted him.
Indeed.
But the boy caused problems at the Officers' Academy and was summarily cut off. I wonder if this means House Rowe's lineage has come to an end.
How can I be of service?
Commander, I heard that Count Rowe was kidnapped during his escort. We have no idea why he was taken. I know it's unlikely, but I'm terribly worried about our caravan getting attacked. Please hurry and apprehend the culprits. I'll do my best. Oh, we need to go in here.
Do you have a minute?
My parents were murdered by bandits when I was a child. They attacked out of nowhere, and my mother, well, she... That's why I cannot stand that bandit Miklon being here, and as a general, no less. It doesn't matter if he's skilled or if he's from a noble house. To give such an appointment to a guy like that. Interesting, I wonder if they're going to be sowing some, like, distrust in Dimitri's rule or something, you know? And how he handles things.
How may I help you?
We are proceeding with the investigation into Count Rowe's escort unit. As His Majesty intimated, we found Cornelia and the Western nobles to be potential suspects. We lack conclusive proof at present, however. Count Rowe's actual whereabouts also remain unknown. We would soon find out if we attacked the West, but we cannot act without sufficient evidence. Well, here's your spy. Take this guy in. We don't trust you. We know. We know. We know who you are, who you're working for. I'm gonna laugh if later in the game we actually have to, like, investigate a possible spy and it ends up being that guy. The Empire's taking on our army in the west and simultaneously battling with the Alliance to the east. They also have renowned generals like Count Bergles and Marquis Vestra in their command.
That reminds me.
Speaking of the current Marquis, I believe you and he were in the same cohort at the Officers' Academy. Yeah, I remember him. Vestra? Oh yeah, I remember. He was in the Black Eagles. Hubert, right?
Indeed.
Correct. Much like the kingdom, the Empire appears to be in the midst of passing the torch to the next generation. We must use the Empire's current easterly focus to create an advantage for ourselves.
Very well then.
Sending troops into former Arendelle territory is one aspect of that plan. We must quickly dispatch the enemy troops targeting Arianrod.
How can I be of service?
I can't say it's any wonder that people find Commander Miklon suspect. He's got a checkered past, you know. In the unlikely event he does anything untoward, His Majesty has ordered us to promptly detain and execute him. Yeah, they're setting it up, man. I don't know. I don't think Miklon's gonna make it through this campaign. My unit has numerous elite soldiers, you see, including those with crests like myself. I can't imagine we'd have any issue taking him should it come to that, but I don't think there's any reason to worry. I guess we'll have to see. Just want to make sure there's nothing to read in here.
Good day.
Good day, Flame. Many of the church people in Camulus are advanced in age, so there is little lively discussion to be had. On the other hand, there are many young folk in the Kingdom Army, and they are quite spirited. It makes for a rather comfortable atmosphere. Although it would be even better if we did not have to go into battle at all.
In fact...
In truth, I would have enrolled in the Officers' Academy if this war had never broken out. We know this to be true.
Let me think.
I am so very reluctant to fight any of our old friends from the Academy. It's all well and good if we can convince them to join us, but in the end, we're still making them bend to our will. They might not want it at all. We're essentially forcing them to choose between death or betraying their friends and family. It feels cruel. Yeah, I can see your point for sure. It's not gonna stop me though.
Good day.
The alternative is in fact death, so... Traveler's Journal 2, a record consisting largely of the world outside of Fodlan. The author's identity is unknown, but they have clearly experienced these places firsthand. Brigid, an archipelago nestled between Fodlan and Dagda, a land of plenty that is often heralded as the perfect union of the gentle sea and nature's bounty. Both Fodlan and Dagda have long vied to claim this territory as their own. Sreng? Sreng was once the name of an enormous peninsula to the north of Fodlan. Today, only the northern half has kept the moniker, while the southern half now falls under the dominion of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. Several warlike clans call this great wasteland their home. Certain areas of the region are comprised of rocky desert. Dusker, a peninsula to the north of Fodlan and the west of Sreng. The people who once inhabited this area were decimated, and it now falls under the dominion of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. The land boasts nothing noteworthy to make it a desirable travel destination, but rumors of valuable minerals waiting to be unearthed abound. The Ogma Mountains, an enormous mountain range somewhat south of central Fodlan. To the west, it forms the border between the Empire and the Kingdom, surrounding Garreg Mach and cutting across Empire territory. It is home to many animals and plants that cannot be found elsewhere, as well as a plethora of valuable mineral deposits.
What is it?
Gerald's mercenaries were real tough when we fought them at Magdred. The Imperial Army hired them, right? We'll probably be fighting them again soon. Really not looking forward to any of this. I'm not ready to die yet.
This is true.
Circumstances dictate how people act. As such, I believe things are about to get much more difficult for you. Though perhaps that will be welcome change for someone of your caliber.
Well,
you will undoubtedly face the Ashen Demon again. I do hope you'll emerge victorious this time. Okay, we've got 29 points. We can get stat up items. Okay. We'll keep that in mind, but I am curious to know what these two options are, so I may try to save my renown until we unlock these. But who knows, maybe one of them doesn't even unlock until, like, New Game Plus or something, so maybe that's not a good idea, but we'll play it by ear.
Why, hello.
As you're aware, Sylvain and I have known each other since we were very young.
The story goes...
Back in the day, he would occasionally show up with bruises and other injuries on his face and body. Miklon, yeah. Whenever I would ask him about it, he'd just say that he got hit during training or something. But I knew what was really going on. I logically understand why His Majesty gave Miklon an appointment, and more importantly, Sylvain agreed to it. But I don't think I can accept it quite so easily. Perhaps people can change, but they can never wash away their past sins. I am keenly aware of this myself.
Well...
We can trust Duke Yifeng. Though she is aged, she is deeply loyal to the royal family, and importantly, she instructed Gustav in tactics. Express relief? It's definitely reassuring to have someone like that in the royal capital with Gustav. Indeed, both the soldiers and the citizens of the royal capital will be satisfied with this arrangement. Anything could still occur, though. We must be prepared for the unexpected. Viscount Belinus.
Have you need of me?
I am Yvette, head of House Belinus. I have heard quite a bit about you. Actually, my own house was in charge of Count Rowe's escort. However, we were attacked by a group of strangers, though I know not if they were affiliated with anyone. I've come to report the details to His Majesty. I've only just inherited my title, too. I cannot believe I made such a blunder so soon after. Ooh. How you doing? How you doing, Ash? You okay, kid? His Majesty's told me before that everyone has something they can't accept. I guess for Leonardo it was the church and Lady Rhea. But he never said anything to me about resenting them. On the contrary, he enrolled me in the Officers' Academy, which is run by the church, and I became a Kingdom Knight because of it.
Let's give it a go.
I'll have to think more on the subject myself. It's my responsibility. I took his life, after all.
I wish to speak with you.
I have just informed Lady Rhea of the battle's progress. She has directed me to continue obeying the King's orders. And so I shall be acting alongside all of you for the time being. Of course, you may count me among your military forces as well.
By the by.
Do you know anything about the leader of Gerald's mercenaries? Yeah, tell him what you know.
Let's see.
He's a veteran mercenary called the Bladebreaker. He's got a head for tactics and valor to spare. Indeed. That man once led the Knights of Saros. It is lamentable that a man of his caliber should now be an enemy of the Church.
Troubling indeed. I wonder...
It was fortunate that Count Rose surrendered so swiftly. We did not sustain many losses. I have my own opinion on the Count's views, but I must admit that he took the needs of his people into careful consideration.
No.
I ought not speak these words, having pressed him to surrender. Forget I said anything. If Cornelia is truly the one who took him, that would spell trouble for us indeed. And there's Miklon himself.
What?
What do you want? I don't care if you dislike me, but if you try anything funny, I'll cut your throat myself. I'm protecting Arianrod for the time being. That's what the one holding my leash ordered me to do at any rate. Lovely guy. Seems real nice.
Hey, you.
Gerald's mercenaries, huh? A while back, a guy called Gerald served as captain of the Knights of Saros. But I never would have guessed he'd leave the Knights and end up a wandering mercenary. The guy quit more than 20 years ago, but apparently he's still just as tough as he was then. Impressive stuff, if you ask me. Yeah, well, he ages a little bit slower than most people. And they say those who inherit crests from their ancestors tend to live long lives, and I guess he'd be your case in point. It's a little bit more than that. Little bit more than that. So much that fool neglected to tell us, it really pisses me off. Per usual, I have absolutely no idea what's rattling around inside his stupid skull. If he thinks he's the only one who will lose face over this, he's a greater fool than I gave him credit for. Who knew royalty could be so annoying? Strong words, friend, strong words. You doing okay, Dorothea? I didn't want to fight at all, but I did so for Edie. But now I've surrendered to keep myself alive. What other choice did I have? Yeah, this is an interesting wrinkle to it. The fact that, like, some of them feel bad for the choice that they had to make. It's interesting. I'm not sure I can bring myself to fight for Fargus. Not with my whole heart anyway, but if I have to, I'll do it to hasten the end of this war. Let's try and cheer her up.
Let's see.
You don't have to force yourself, Dorothea. I can talk to Dimitri for you if you feel like you can't fight for the kingdom.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you, but I'm fine. I have to take responsibility for my decisions.
I get things done.
I am a songstress. No matter the stage, I swear I will play my role to the hilt. And I will be glorious. That you will? No doubt in my mind.
Oh, it's you.
Too much stuff is happening, and all of it is annoying. That Cornelia lady or whoever, she's up to no good. I'm telling you. I wonder if she's That lady. Interesting. So one of the things that I didn't get to do in my playthroughs of Three Houses is Happy was never a part of my main team. And I heard that she has some interesting supports with the Blue Lions. I wonder if she actually has ties to whoever the original Cornelia is, those who slither equivalent of Cornelia. Like, she clearly doesn't know Cornelia herself, but she may have had ties. I think we know that she has some support ties or something to those who slither in some way. It may be part of the reason why she has the powers that she does. I don't really know. Unfortunately, Happy's the one that I probably know the least about out of the DLC characters. Explain, please.
Huh?
That lady, do you know something about her?
Honestly, I don't know.
I just feel like I might have met her a long time ago. Okay, interesting.
Greetings.
We'll be on Empire-controlled lands from this point forward as we head into former Arendelle territory. Apparently, the former Lord Arendelle was intimately involved in the tragedy of Dusker. I don't want the Empire to eliminate him. I want them to get to the truth of the matter. I will never be satisfied until they do. I'm from Dusker, you see, and I lost my brother. Yeah, it's not a crazy thing to wish for. By any means. Hi, kitty. Oh. We can hold ZL for first person. I didn't realize that. Cool.
Time to work you into shape.
Alright, we've got one intermediate seal. Oh, whoops, I only wanted to clear the one. I forget that that's how that works. Shit. Yep, we'll work on some Dedu Petra stuff again. We're doing that so he can eventually make it to Wyvern Rider. So we'll keep working.
You'll be my partner today, Felix? No need to hold back then.
Right. Just don't go so hard you wreck the training grounds. Other people use this place, you know.
A great training session. All thanks to you.
Okay, Mastered Brigand. Very nice, so Sedith will be ready to get Wyvern when we unlock advanced classes.
Hey, a new power.
I have yet more power.
How can I bet?
Got to give this...
Training can be... With proper training, you'll be unstoppable.
Okay, Dedu and Petra got their first one.
Need something?
I have been noticing that you are going out of your way to be helping me. Even more than the others. Why is this?
You're a foreign queen. Neglecting you would reflect poorly on His Majesty.
You do not need to be worrying. I possess skill at adapting.
Dude, I'm telling you, Dedu, he's secretly really good with the ladies. He's really good with the ladies. He just called her queen.
Before,
Smooth.
I was thinking Fargus was too cold. But now, I have become adapted to it.
Good.
But I am experiencing a problem. I still have struggles with the language of Fodlan.
Yeah, these two can relate on a lot of different levels.
Perhaps you can be teaching me?
Me? Teach you the language?
Yes. I know the tongue of Dusker also has many differences from Fodlan's. But you speak as if this is your land of home.
You give me too much credit.
I am spending my days with native speakers just like you. And I am always studying with hardness. But you are still surpassing me in this language. How did you become this way?
His Majesty taught me. He felt it unproductive to communicate in broken sentences, so we spent years teaching each other.
That's cool.
An exchange of languages. That idea is a wonderful one. If Dimitri found success teaching you, maybe you can be doing the same for me.
You only have to spend a lot of time together for years. I'm shipping it. I'm shipping it now. Okay, I'm in. I'm in for the ship. Let's go.
Do we have agreement?
Why me?
You said that Dimitri is not wanting me to be neglected. Not being able to convey my feelings is giving me great sadness. It is making me feel frustration and loneliness.
Ah.
When I was first in Fodlan, I could not be saying anything in this language. Whenever Edelgard was speaking to me, I could only be staring back at her with big, confused eyes. Then I decided to be studying on my own. But the nobles were laughing and saying my words were ugly.
Oh, how dare they? Those bastards. They suck.
It was the same for me, but His Majesty was always close. If ever I struggled with a word, he would teach me.
But I was a hostage. I was without such a teacher. Until today. Now I am having you.
I suppose you do.
Girl, you are a hostage no longer.
Training can be the difference between victory and defeat.
Okay. I think I'm actually going to go back to this and try and get his Armored Knight maxed out. That way he'll be ready for his advanced class when we really want it.
Looks like we're partners today. Go easy on me, okay?
I will
do no such thing. You'd best not hold back either. Perhaps let's try something else next time.
Okay, cool.
This'll
Number
help
of
me break
masteries
new
there.
boundaries. This better not be one of those weird powers.
I'm getting better.
Time to work you into shape.
Shez is gonna have options.
Another tool in the belt.
These ones will still hurt you if you wield them without the crest, right? Pretty sure. Maybe we should test that out, because I don't remember. I'm not sure if it's just the relic weapons, or if the holy weapons do too.
With proper training, you'll be unstoppable.
Damn. Is Shez happy? Okay, they did hit their C rank. Okay, gotcha. They just don't have a conversation. Let's work on getting Petra's C rank. Or we could work on Seteth a little bit. Petra's is really close.
Time to work you into shape.
Okay, Rodriguez a Cavalier. With Data as a brawler.
Flame, there is no need for you to join me. Your efforts are already more than sufficient.
Nonsense. Everyone else gives the sweat of their brows, and I will do the same.
I appreciate having another person to train with.
A new power is now being...
The more... No.
So there's an argument to be made that in some cases, if you're trying to min-max, it might be a good idea to save some of these for later in the chapter, simply because you will have gotten more resources and possibly unlocked some extra bonuses for the facilities that may be to your benefit. I don't think I'm going to stress too much about min-maxing to that level, but I thought I'd mention it just because it's something I'm thinking about, and I'm like, it may be more effective to wait on some of these, but yeah, it's probably not necessary one way or the other. Either way, but...
Hey there, Petra. Off to train? I'll join you.
That would give me much joy. An opponent with toughness will keep me upon my toes.
You mean me? Nah, you're way tougher than I am. Also, aren't you a queen now? I didn't realize dawn to dusk training was part of the Brigid Royal Regimen.
I have not become queen yet, but there is an understanding that it will happen. And yes, in Brigid, royalty must have knowledge of fighting. I mean, we must know how to fight. To be leading our people, a ruler must have more strength than any other. They must be the hardest to kill. My people are expecting this of me.
So it's the toughest person calling the shots, huh? I love it. What could possibly go wrong?
This is how it is meant to be working. But such things do not always go with smoothness. Mercenaries are always seeking strength too, correct?
Yeah.
That's true. A merc lives and dies by the sword. If you're not better than the next opponent you face, they'll be the last one you face.
Yes, dying is without productivity. But it gives me surprise that you do not avoid jobs of danger. A queen must be facing any wolf who comes to her door. But you can have pickiness when selecting fights.
Depends on how much food you can put on the table that week. Most of us mercs barely scrape by hand to mouth. End of the day, it's just business. Some mercs will take the coin and blow town, and some employers are more than happy to hang us all out to dry. I guess you don't have a lot of sellswords in Bridget, huh?
Correct. We do not require the selling of swords. In Bridget, everyone is a hunter. Everyone is a fisher. Everyone is a warrior. There is no need to be hiring, or to be hired.
Warrior people. Express your admiration for that life.
That sounds incredible. In a place like that, nobody'd have to risk their life just to get a bite to eat.
Your words give me great happiness. I will always be full of pride for Bridget.
Okay, very cool. Okay, so Rodrigue. Yeah, we could probably get his support as well.
Time to work you into shape.
We haven't unlocked anything else for you yet, have we? Nope. Think it's the same for you? Yeah. We'll do that.
You will be my partner today, Felix? No need to hold back, then.
Right. Just don't go so hard you wreck the training grounds. Other people use this place, you know.
Let us keep bettering ourselves.
Hey, I'm getting better. I have yet.
I still have time.
I could use.
Time to work you into shape.
Yeah, we don't have any intermediate skills. We'd have to buy
With proper
some.
training, you'll be unstoppable.
Which I'm gonna pass on for now. Maybe we'll do that in a bit. Okay, Shez and Rodrigue. Also, Dimitri. Okay, you and Felix don't have one until B rank. Gotcha.
Well, if it isn't our mercenary friend, I trust you've adjusted to life in the kingdom by now.
Yeah, more or less. I've been here a few times before on the job, so it's not too big a shock. But I've never lived as far north as Ferdiad. There's still a bunch I need to get used to. Stuff like the wind blowing straight through you, or how it's always so stupidly cold, even inside, or how you can't go out after a blizzard. It snowed so much one night that I couldn't even open the door in the morning. Thought I was off to meet the goddess that day.
An amusing enough story when you tell it like that. But Fargus winters are no joke. They're harsh, unforgiving beasts. Tell me, have you grown to despise the cold?
Say you don't like it.
Oh, it's miserable. Bet I'm not the only person who thinks that way either, seeing how much it snows.
Yeah, I don't like the cold at all.
I honestly used to think it was some kind of beautiful magic when I was a kid. But I realize now just how rough the stuff can be.
To be frank, I'm not fond of the snow myself. Not to mention the countless lives we've lost to the bitter chill of winter. Nevertheless, this brutal tundra is the only home we have. Meaning there's nothing to do but adapt, persevere, and enjoy the lives we've built here.
Adapt? Like how the messengers ride Pegasi instead of horses during the winter?
Exactly. The sight of those majestic creatures soaring through the frost-ridden sky is one unique to Fargus. No matter how much snow blankets the ground, our Pegasi quite literally rise to the occasion. When my son and His Majesty were still just boys, they followed one off into the frigid mountains of all places. By the time I found them, they were but two shivering masses on the ground. For a moment, I thought my heart would never beat again.
So Felix has been getting into trouble ever since he was a kid, huh?
His penchant for danger is unchanged, yes. Though I fear his disposition has grown far sharper. The hardships of becoming Duke at his age are undoubtedly weighing upon his mind.
I don't know. I don't think you need to worry about him. He can take care of himself just fine.
A fair point. Perhaps it's time I let him spread his wings like the Pegasus he chased all those years ago. It seems the coming winter will bring more than just cold to Fargus. The ravages of war approach on the same wind. Training in such conditions will be a struggle indeed, but we cannot afford to ignore the looming Srang threat either. Managing our territories through it all will not be an easy task. But I have faith we will adapt, persevere, and overcome. Just as we always have.
Next winter, huh? We'll just have to do whatever it takes to make sure the war's over by then.
Okay. Now I think that I'm going to only use 2 of my activity points. We're going to do 1 cooking and 1 chore.
Care to make yourself useful?
Okay, lots of people need a pick-me-up, it looks like.
Counting on you both.
We'll handle this together.
Petra's new design is too good. It's not even fair how good her design is. God, I know I've said it already before, but it's true.
We all must do our fair
Her new design is just top tier. I love it so much. Spicy fish and turnip stew.
Hunger is the true enemy.
What does that one do? Slightly fills awakening gauge at the start of battle, and warrior gauge fills slightly faster. Okay. Sure, let's do that one.
Yeah,
Nice.
the flavor's not really there. Might want to try something different next time.
Oh well.
You made this. Impressive.
Wow, this is so good. I had no idea you had this kind of skill.
Come back whenever you're hungry.
Okay. I think at this point we are going to head out. Let's take a quick look at facility stuff, and maybe we'll spend a little bit on some resources.
Allow me to assist with any matters regarding the facilities.
Now, what upgrades are going to be really important for us right now? This one, maybe. Level D weapons to be reforged. Gold gained. I mean, that one will have lasting benefits throughout the rest of the game as soon as we get it, so maybe getting 5 more Sutler's licenses is worth it.
Let me know if I may be of further service.
Supplies are the lifeblood of any army. Everything has its use.
Allow me to assist with any matters regarding the facilities. Let me know if I may be of further service.
That's going to be it for now. In the next one, we will go to the war map. So thank you all for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Have a good one, everybody. I'd like to give a very special shout out to my patron supporters: Darren York, ZTD, 7th Son, Ivan K, Len, HLLJ, Knife Namaste, Caleb Adkins, and Jordan and Emily Hill. If you would also like to join this tier or any others, check out my memberships or my Patreon in the description down below.